and welcome to Be Bold Branding. I'm Tanya Eberhardt, founder of BrandFace. We help business stars differentiate themselves, and we do that through personal branding. Also, we're the only comprehensive personal brand building system across the globe.
Hi, folks. I'm Michael Carr. I'm the COO of BrandFace. I was actually a client before I became a partner in the company. We do Be Bold Branding to help you take the fear out of putting yourself out there.
We're talking to Susan Sparks Watt today from Ardmore, Oklahoma. She is a real estate client of ours. She's been in real estate 20 years. And as she was actually going through the BrandFace program, she decided, hey, I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to open up my own brokerage. And so we're going to talk with Susan today about her experience and how she feels about her brand. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, thanks. Good to be here.
Thank you for being here. So the first question we have for you, Susan, is why did you decide to come into the BrandFace program?
Well, it was mainly because I was considering going out on my own. I was still with another company, and I felt like I needed to get a focus on what I was doing, and I felt to brand myself would do that. So that's why I did it.
Hey, was there anything did you have any fear about coming into the program?
Oh, I think you're always a little scared at first, simply because I didn't know you guys. And it was, a lot of investment in my future. And so, yeah, I was a little nervous about it. But the more I talked to you, the more confident I felt and more comfortable I felt with it.
So let's talk about your brand for a moment. Tell everyone what your brand identifier is and how that fits you.
My brand identifier is your empowerment broker. And the reason that we came up with that is because I love to educate people and walk them through every step of the process. I want them to feel like they are empowered to make sound, successful decisions for themselves. And so that was just really important to me. And it fits.
It does fit. It does fit, Susan. And I think what's so interesting about it is a question that we get a lot, and I wanted to touch on this. When you first started going through the program, you were underneath another brokerage, and you were, in the middle of going through the BrandFace program. You said, okay, now I'm definitely ready. Now I'm going to start my own brokerage. But I think what you realized at that time was your brand identifier was really something that fit you, whether you were with another brokerage or you were starting your own, it was still you and your brand, right?
I definitely felt that way. I felt that I could have stayed there and used it there. It was just, I was ready to branch out.
Yeah.
So it worked out. It worked out all at the same time.
I'll never forget, I was actually here in North Georgia. I was at my aunt's house the day that you called and said, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to run something past you. And I remember sitting out on her back deck and congratulating you for making that super bold move, because it's always a nail biter, right? It's like, I'm opening my own brokerage. Oh my gosh, pinch myself. Is this real? But you have done so well since you did that, Susan, and we're so proud of you. So congratulations.
Yeah, really. And and you're even more of a kindred spirit than we already knew that you were, because, I'm a small broker myself and just love it. I love helping and mentoring other agents learn the business and come into the business, as well as clients just like yourself. So I congratulate you on making that leap, so you stepped in a little bit and then jumped in the rest of the way. And I think that's awesome. So
well, it's been a real experience, but you all really helped me transition and helped me figure it all out. So I appreciate that so much.
You are very welcome.
What was the easiest part after you came into the program? What was the easiest part of the branding process?
This may sound crazy, but when I went to take the pictures to use in all my ads and stuff, because I knew the photographer and he is a lot of fun to be around, and he just put me right at ease. And so it was just a breeze, and we laughed all the way through it. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that was the easiest part for me.
Well, and that's such an important part of it. So the fact that you were relaxed and working with somebody that is fun and upbeat and jovial and like it really draws personality out. And as we teach people in the program, that's very important because you want to portray who you are, like and who you are in your everyday life, and different than the old glamour shot days, right?
Yeah, so definitely.
It's so
But it was fun.
What did you think was the hardest part of the program?
Well, I didn't, like I said before, I didn't know you all that well. I wanted to make sure that I was getting across to you who I was. So that was probably the hardest part for me.
It didn't take long, as I recall correctly, for you to feel like, okay, this is all coming together. It's all coming together, and this is exactly represents me the way that I want it to represent me. How would you say your brand makes you feel bolder?
Well, I think anytime you're empowering others, it gives you the encouragement and the strength to be bolder because you're making them feel good about their decisions. And so you don't hesitate when you know what you're talking about to be bold. So, it's, I guess that's it. It just is fun. It's fun to see people's eyes light up and see them close on a house that they know is just what they're looking for. So that's fun.
And to know you empowered them to get there.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's one of the reasons I like that brand identifier so much, because honestly, like the real estate, individual home ownership in the United States is still the best way to build any kind of wealth in the United States, period. And that's why so many other countries like invest in the United States too, because they know that we have a good, 08, 09, 010, all that aside, right? It is a very rote and scripted way that people can pay for housing that they got to pay for anyway, but be earning equity, be earning appreciation and stuff like that. So like everybody that's in the real estate business really is empowering other people and others to start.
I agree with that totally.
Wealth in the future. It's very big, but to be your empowerment agent is so much better, right? Because that's truly what we're doing. And then if we're working with investors, we're doing the same thing, right? We're empowering them with great decisions and all the intel that they need to make wise decisions on their investments and stuff. So you obviously.
So true.
Yep. Now, tell us, how has your brand set you apart?
Well, Ardmore's a small town, and there's nobody else here that's really branded themselves. They've used their name, but they haven't necessarily come up with a brand of who they are and what sets them apart. So I definitely think it was a new thing for our town. And so right off the bat, the first little ad that I put in the high school football program, I must have had 50 people come up to me the first game and say, "Whoa, you're an empowerment broker." And and I had been the Ardmore Tigers, so I said, well, just doing the same thing I've always done, empowering others. And so they all laughed, but I've gotten a lot of business out of that. And so it's been fun. It's been a fun way for me to set myself apart.
And be top of mind awareness. That's fantastic, because everybody that made mention of that, you were on their mind. Like they were, and they wouldn't wait to run into you to say, "Oh, I saw your ad," or that. And that's why it works. That's the magic behind it. And the more we use our brand and our brand identifiers, then the more we're at top of mind awareness to more people. That's the key.
It's true.
It is, and I need to say something really important here for people out there who are listening, who are considering a personal brand and going a specific direction and being known for something, right? Standing for something, is because when you do that, you can expect a myriad of responses to it. Some people will be jealous and they'll say, "Oh, what's that all about?" Right? And other people will pat you on the back and say, "That's awesome. Like or they'll ask a question, "What's an empowerment broker?" it is so fantastic because what it does is really draws attention in a positive way. You're never going to draw positive attention from people who are jealous and don't want you to have it, right? And there will always be those people.
Well, but you know, when they all said that, I could tell that they were having fun with it, and so then I was able to have fun back with it, and so it's, you know, it's good.
Absolutely. And every time they say something like that, like I used to walk in a room not long after the first BrandFace book came out, and they say, oh, well, there's the branding girl. And just kind of poking fun, just like they would. It's like, oh, there's the empowerment broker, right? And I loved every second of it because they remembered me for exactly what I wanted them to remember me for. So last question for you. There are business owners out there, entrepreneurs, real estate professionals, and they are somewhat like you were in the very beginning. They had questions. They weren't really sure how to do it. Some of them are just outright scared to death to do something like this. What would be your advice to them about a BrandFace concept?
Well, it's worked for me, so I say jump on board. And the reason why is it really does give you a focus. It helps you know who you are so that you feel confident to talk to others. And so I say take that leap of faith and do it, because it certainly worked for me. The only other thing I'd like to say is I love the fact that y'all went through. You've helped me set up every page. You know, my website, my LinkedIn, my everything, and it all looks the same. And so I get compliments on that all the time. So it wasn't just one thing and helping me come up with the empowerment broker thing, but our brand, but it was also making it look the same everywhere. So every time somebody sees me, it's the same everywhere. And I think that that's really important that people understand. It's not just, they don't just start you down the road, they take you all the way through it. So thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
The pleasure is ours, honestly and truly, because we know it works, and we work it every day also. And then when we see other people working it and making it work, it's just, that's the really and truly why we do it. It's the joy of what we get to do when we see people like yourself grab it, run with it, and be successful with it.
Well, it certainly helped me, and I really appreciate everything y'all have done. So thanks.
Well, and I'm gonna throw one more thing in here, Susan, and I think it's gonna. I have to say this because before we got on this, you did not want to do this video.
No, I didn't.
And I felt like I just had to call you out on it, because what's so important about that is you are bold, you have confidence, and you did this video. Mm-hmm. And I'm so proud of you for that, because you said, you were telling me just as we started to go live here, like I did a video not long ago and it took me 50 times to get it right. It probably took me 60 the first time around. So, no, I got you beat. But each time, you know, if you just think about video like this, it's just a conversation between two people. Instead of over the phone, you're just seeing each other's faces now. And if we all think about how to use video as an expression, a further expression of our brand, it will take you so much further, because, you know, it's next best thing to being there. Mm-hmm. It really is. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say kudos to you. You were scared to death to do this video, and now you're coming off like an absolute pro. There is no sign whatsoever that you were afraid coming onto this video.
Thanks.
We're very proud of you. Thank you so much for joining us on today's Be Bold. We truly appreciate it. We're very proud of you, and congratulations on your success in your new brokerage.
Thank you so much. You all take care.
Okay, folks, if you have any questions about a brand or whether or not you want to go down the branding road, you can go to discussyourbrand.com and book a free 30-minute strat session with our staff. It's totally free. We love to talk about branding. And even if you think, well, I might want a brand, I don't even know what a brand is, or anywhere in the process, we'd love to talk to you about it. That is discussyourbrand.com.
Also, if you'd like content and access that you cannot find anywhere else, we have 2 dedicated Facebook groups for that. One is called Build Your Real Estate Brand, obviously if you're a real estate pro like Susan. Or the other is called Build Your Business Star Brand if you're a business owner or entrepreneur in any industry. The personal branding principles are exactly the same.
All right, folks, you know what we say here, you know, we talk about prosperity, we teach prosperity. We're not just talking about money, we're talking about the full 360 of an abundant life. And we know at BrandFace that prosperity favors the bold. So be bold, folks, especially with your brand. And stay bold these days, especially. And thank you, Miss Tanya. And thank you, Miss Susan, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. See you next time on Be Bold Branding.